10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. We have ignition.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program RP-0. We're picking up right where we left off at the end of the last episode with our shuttle and crew in orbit, trying to make rendezvous with our orbital construction project. Yeah, we're still not really considering names for this thing yet. Hermes is pretty good though. I'll say that much, but yeah, no official name as of yet. We don't even actually have a designation to work with, because really we're about like 1/10 of the way done with all of this. So I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of other factors to consider, but the first one is, of course, proving out that the greenhouses work and that our Kerbal crew can be supplied in situ by growing their own food and, you know, recycling as much as possible, which I'm pretty sure I forgot to put the water recyclers on. But, well, hey, we have a free docking port. We have a free docking port, so, you know, we'll get around to it. Like I said, there's still many more flights to be done. Currently, our shuttle is toning things out and trying to dial in that separation of closest approach. We've got it down to 200 some odd meters with a very nice shot of us panning over the Earth there. And there's our target, a mere 26 kilometers away, but we do have about 100 and almost 170 meters per second to bleed off in order to normalize our speed with our target. So we will start that ignition just a little bit early and then, of course, recalculate, trying to dial in that separation at closest approach as best as we can. A little bit of time warp causing things to shift, and of course I mistimed it from there. So we will just scoot right on past our target, but not too big of a concern. We have to dock our docking adapter before we can do any actual docking, so get prepared for many terrible dockings this episode, or, you know, at least 3. Oh, there's more than 3. I'm just, you know, welcome to the club. Anyway, first up is our docking adapter, which we need to put at the port 90 degrees from our first supply pod, because we would like our supply pods, you know, to be opposite one another so that they can, I don't know, maintain balance while supplies are being drained, etc., etc. And so we're just going to angle ourselves in right here on our habitat module and try our best, as off balance as we are, to get this thing lined up. The second docking will probably be a little bit easier as the shuttle comes careening closer and closer. It's not going to hit. It'll miss by several tens of meters, but, you know, there she is, looking all majestic and stuff. Eventually we'll just get sick of this balance and wobble it into place. Boom! Go for a docking. Now, to prevent the shuttle from getting any further away, and because we know where our docking adapter is going to be, we'll take a screenshot. And what a lovely screenshot it is. All for timing here. Really, truly I am. So with our docking adapter and its cargo pod contents attached, we can now move along to getting this supply pod around to its correct docking port, and then disposing of the tug module, which we'll do last. We're going to dock the shuttle to the vessel here first, get our crew acquainted with the ship. It's they're actually going to be the first crew to actually board this vessel and be able to boot up some of its systems, run it through its initial checks, and make sure everything is working as intended. Well, that docking went kind of smoothly, actually. So we're going to fire up the greenhouse things, do a power check, make sure that we're not draining our batteries too much. We are not, and then switch back over to our SKS shuttle and bring it along the underside of the spacecraft here in order to get these 2 vessels attached and let this crew start their beginning integration work here at the unnamed spacecraft. Making sure the lab works, making sure the greenhouses are the big ones that we need to test, because I don't know how TAC life support is going to react, because it tends to just not consider things that are dumped, and then when you come out of time warp, or if it's not the active vessel, and then when it when you go back to it, it does all of its math and just drains out a bunch of things at once. And so we don't know how that's going to react. And we'd really rather not have a crew die because TAC life support can't manage its numbers very well. So we've got our in-bay docking adapter all lined up, and boom, there it is. Super nice. They actually look pretty good connected together. So we'll get the crew on board and get them starting to do some initial work. We'll also drain as much fuel from that tug module as we can. We wrote down somewhere our numbers for life support stuff so that we can come back and compare it later. We should have more than when we left when we come back to the vessel in a few weeks' time. But our tug module has deorbited itself because apparently trying to bring it back to Earth just isn't going to be a viable option for whatever reason. It's way under our return tonnage limit. I guess maybe it's just too concentrated too aft. So we'll let it burn out before switching to our next task, which is on the surface of Mars. This is our modular Mars surface base that we've been working on for a very long time now here on this channel. And we finally have more than 2 of the modules in the same location. We landed this supply rover just a few weeks back, and it has spent the last couple of weeks driving across the Martian surface to get to this location, where of course the core module is sliding down a hill all on its own. And yeah, lining these docking ports up while driving, not the greatest thing, but if you just bump it hard enough, it will work. Brakes, however, will not. Which leads me to think that this base itself, once assembled, we have a module on each side, might be more mobile than we think it is. However, this sped up footage makes this slide look a lot worse than it actually is. It was actually kind of hard to tell that it was sliding so badly, but it did start to pick up speed the more we slid down this hill. And yeah, there was a bunch of sliding. We actually need to get a crew out here now that it has supplies and the crew can survive. We don't have a problem sending them down, and they'll need to unturtle the laboratory module and try to get it set upright and then docked and attached to the base itself. But yeah, just watching this thing go is pretty interesting. Trying to use RCS to slow our roll a little bit. That actually can bring us to a stop. We'll use the landing legs and just kind of stress the docking ports a little bit. But yeah, this is our lab module. It landed and things did not go according to plan. Here we are. It's stuck. So we're going to have to move those comm antennas around to get things redone. And speaking of Mars landing, this is a simulation as indicated by the time left box in the top left corner. This was going to be just an ultralight, super simple, crewed Mars lander so that we could bring a crew down to the surface of Mars with, in lieu of our existing system not passing Aero braking muster, which is the one part we couldn't really test in simulation. And so we need a new system, is how it comes down. And something cheap and light that we could just slap together seemed appealing. And while we might keep something like this in Mars orbit as a means of emergency crew evacuation, I don't think that a launcher lander is going to be our primary method of returning crew from the surface installation or even getting them down to the surface. Yeah, I mean, this is just poorly planned and kind of poorly executed, something we just kind of slapdashed together in the meantime on the stream while we were waiting for other things to do. But to take you through kind of the rest of this landing, I will turn you over to old me. I mean, holy hell, man. We're within safe parachute. Oh god, I forgot to arm the chutes. Arm. Wow, okay. What's our actual altitude? Oh, 5 kilometers. Shit. Oh, we're gonna die. Alright, let's set throttle to full. And we're going to stage in 3, 2, 1. Staging. 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 Staging engines are active. We have not separated. Oh god, we have a misassigned node on our staging arm. Oof. Kersplat. Good sim, everybody. Good sim. Fuck. Damn it. Well, we have at least 3 things to fix. Lessons learned. This is why we sim. Congratulations. It's an RUD. Revert to VAB. Yeah, this design's going to need some work. So, I don't think that we're going to actually pursue this much further other than getting some of the parachuting figured out. Quads and maybe a different Aero shell. We might leave this on standby as an emergency method of getting crew off the surface. Should something else go wrong, having one of these on permanent standby is probably not a terrible idea. I'm just not sure I want to trust a crew to it all the time, is really what it comes down to. But yeah, we will be continuing development of single-use Mars transit landing vehicles, I guess. We'll probably be picking that up in not this week's stream, but next week's stream. So you can look for more, I guess, action on this particular front in the coming weeks. This is where we're heading. I'm itching to get a crew down to Mars and try out this surface installation and get some actual really good science done down there. Anyway, that's going to do it for this episode, everyone. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really do appreciate it, and I will see all of you in the next one. So until then, see you later.